talk about today is a heavy subject. I'm not going to lie. It is a word that rhymes with trigger and starts with an N. We'll call it the N word. Before I get into this, let me be clear. I'm trying to educate people right now. I am not trying to come across as a racist or a white supremacist or anything like that because I'm a hater. I'm not that much of a hater. But I think people do not truly understand or have forgotten what this word means and how it's used in society today. I don't think a lot of people truly clue in to, for a lack of a better term, such a hateful, evil word. I'm going to give you a definition of the N word by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. It goes as follows. It is a noun. 1. Used as an insulting and contemptuous term for a black person. 2. Used as an insulting and contemptuous term for a member of any dark-skinned race. 3. A member of a class or group of people who are systematically subjected to discrimination and unfair treatment. The definition of the N-word change. This, I'm going to read you again, is directly out of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. And it says, and I quote, widespread belief that the original meaning as defined in dictionaries was an ignorant person. This is not correct. The word was first included in a Merriam-Webster dictionary in 1864, at which time it was defined as Negro, with a note indicating that it was used in derision or depreciation. There has never been a definition like an ignorant person for this word. Remember that. This is where I got educated. Before I begin, just so we're clear for the record, this is from a white person's perspective who got a bit of an education the other day when I looked this up, as I said earlier. So, with this in mind, let's begin discussing how everyone abuses this word. Where do you begin? You see white little teenage kids walking down the street going yo my N to each other and they're giggling. They think it's funny. It's not. But then the fucked up part that I see from my perspective is then I turn around and I see two black people and one's going, yo, N-word. Every other word after that is the N-word. These are the people, by God, that should be offended the most. Before I continue, this is as sincere of a statement as you're going to get. Please, if there are any black listeners, please sincerely go on our website and please explain to me how this is acceptable to you or anybody else of your color. Because I truly do not understand and I want to be educated. Because from my perspective, it's just fucking stupid. Hello? Have we forgotten about American slavery? I sure as hell hope not. And even if you're in this country, any country in the world, you should look at that part of American history and be appalled. And with that note, I'm going to say this. For me, slavery, it doesn't matter if it happened to white people, black people, Asian people, whoever. Slavery is slavery. And my opinion wouldn't waver on that one way or the other. Human beings obviously should not own other human beings in any way, shape, or form. That's my opinion on that. But what I struggle with is how every day everybody uses such a word that is associated with hate. And they use it like it's for fucking free. They use it like I say the word fuck. And let me tell you something. Fuck is a much nicer word than the N-word. Who's to blame for this? Well, before we go on, I want to go into another definition. The definition of free speech. It is a noun and it is a phrase. And it's pretty straightforward. The legal right to express one's opinions freely. Now you're going to ask, well, what is the legal definition of freedom of speech? Now, before I go on, I'm going to say that this is an amendment to the U.S. Constitution. But the rule basically applies in every country. So here it is. The legal definition of freedom of speech. The right to express information, ideas, and opinions, free of government restrictions based on content and subject only to reasonable limitations, as the power of the government to avoid a clear and present danger. This is guaranteed by the First and 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Again, I will repeat, the same basic idea applies throughout the world, including here. That is the basic definition of freedom of speech everywhere. Here's the problem. Because of freedom of speech, this hateful word has somehow been glorified, and now it's used every day like people breathe. Who's to blame, you ask? Well, partly freedom of speech. And I'm not a communist, but this is why everybody can get away with using it. And the worst people are rappers and comedians, black comedians and black rappers. I don't even know where to begin with this, other than it's so fucking stupid. Yo, my end this, my ends and I, we're gonna screw all these hoes, blah, 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 whatever. I don't care what you tell me. Most modern rap today sounds the same. It's gotta have the N word in it at least 50 to 100 times for it to fucking sell. Ridiculous. Fucking absurd. It's absurd. And the worst part is, everybody in society uses it to one degree or another, and we've been all guilty of it. You can sit there and say, I've never said that word, bullshit. Everybody is guilty of it, myself included. Man the fuck up. But here's the thing. Again, it comes back to, if people truly, and I'm talking about white people, and I am white, remember, here's the thing. How in the hell is this word acceptable to any color? It's a hateful word by definition. Ugh. I don't even know what else to say because the behavior will never change now. I think it's too late. Go back to rappers' influences and black comedian influences, and hell, for that matter, whoever uses it in society. It's never going to change until people stop using it, I guess is what I'm getting at. And the hate people associated with this word. Holy, how I find it hard to defy anybody to find a word in the English language, maybe other than Nazi, that is as hateful as the N-word. I don't think people should be using it at all, period. I don't care what color you are. To me, it's ludicrous, and it's one of those words that have gotten completely out of control with the English language. And unlike the word fuck, you can put fuck pretty much anywhere in a sentence and it still makes fucking sense. Do it with the N-word. Just try it. The last thing I'm going to say about this, and this is coming from a white person. I hear it all the time. Oh, we're the minority now. Okay then. We're the minority. Just for the record, let me give you the definition of this as well. It is a noun, and it means a part of population differing from others in some characteristics and often subjected to differential treatment. Okay then, you know something? Here it comes, and this is coming out of the mouth of me. First off, there have been a lot of different minorities throughout history. We can go from black people to Native Americans to immigrants of any kind, which I might add, if it wasn't for immigrants, none of us would be here now, because most of us, our families, hello, they were all immigrants at some point. That's a minority too. So here's the thing, white people. For so long, we have had things go our way. Things are changing. And I will say, in saying that, it's a good thing. More diversity is better, 100%, because at least then you have different people of different races, different cultures, different types of thinking from other people. When you can bring everybody together with their voice and so many different types of voices, it's a good thing. Trust me. White people, it might be a little scary, but at the end of the day, it's a good thing. And as far as us being the new minority, first off, let's be honest, we kind of had it coming. I mean, our time was going to come. And two, it's really not that scary. What makes it scary is the fact that white people and other, not just white people now, and people of different cultures and races through the years has made the word minority a scary thing. Again, if we are the new minority, you know what? The fear that you have for that was brought on by yourself. Just remember that. Any hysteria you might have in your mind going, oh, now these different people have to have a job, and these different people have to have a job, and these different people have to have a job, and now there's no jobs for the white guy anymore. Okay, but have you ever stopped to think that in the real world, maybe these people, in a lot of cases, are just more qualified and more skilled? You know, the idea of equal pay for equal skill does not go, with the color of your skin or where you come from. So, as a white person, I'm basically saying to other white people, you know what? Just relax. But back to the N word just for a second. And then I'm just going to end it at this. People talk about all the fucking hate in the world. You know, there's so much of that now. There's not enough love. There's too much hate. There's too much hate. Well, you know what? There's a way to start changing that, people. Do you know what it's called? Stop using fucking words unless you truly know the meaning. And if you truly know the meaning of the word, you shouldn't fucking be using it because it's one of the most hateful fucking words in existence. So on that note, I hope I educated some people today. And I will say one more time, please, if there are black people that end up listening to this, in all sincerity again, to help me understand, please tell me how it is acceptable for you to use this word and nobody else. Because if someone else uses it, oh, then it's fucking hate. Really? Then why the fuck are you using it?